Hello everyone, welcome back to the Strong with Julie podcast. Today we have YouTube going and Spotify and Apple Podcasts, which is so exciting. I am your host. My name is Julie X Fit on Instagram and TikTok. If you're new here, I love to share all things fitness, life, really tangible tips that are digestible that I've learned through my experience being an online fitness coach and an in-person trainer, also certified in nutrition as well. So today's podcast episode is all about cellulite. So we're really gonna dig deep into myths about cellulite and actual facts to reduce the appearance of it that you can do starting today if you are someone struggling with that. So we'll kind of jump into that, but before we do, I do want to just give you guys a little life update. And as always, if you don't care about the life update, I will put a little timer in the show box so that you can skip to the good part, the meat and potatoes of it all, the cellulite portion. So it is April 3rd, which means 2 days ago was April Fool's Day, and there's just a quick funny story that I want to tell you and then we can get right into it. But basically, Brett and my best friend from Florida have been coming up with this plan. Shelby, you know, her baby's Hazel that I've been posting, and they've been coming up with this plan since February for them to come surprise me here. And I honestly felt so bad because Brett and I, if you guys know, like, our life has been a little crazy. Like, we got engaged, we're trying to plan a wedding, we're getting a house, like things have been going on. We've been traveling a lot, so we haven't really made the effort to like go down in Florida and visit them, and I felt so bad about that, and I wanted to do it so soon. So the fact that they did this is just like, oh my goodness, thank you so much. I needed that. And so they've been planning this surprise. So she came at night, April 1st. And before they came, it was April Fool's Day. So I was like, okay, I really want to get Brett. Like, what should I do? So I found this like bag of fake cockroaches and I put them all under his pillows. And then we decided to give Shelby and Hazel our bedroom, and Brett and I are sleeping on the air mattress. And Shelby's talking to us about how like their apartment in Florida has a lot of cockroaches, and that reminded me, oh my goodness, I put the cockroaches under Brett's pillow, but now it's gonna be under Shelby's pillow. So I told her, I said, hey, I have to tell you something. So I pulled her into the room. I was like, don't be scared. And then I lifted up the pillow, and she's terrified of cockroaches. I almost said cellulite because we're talking about cellulite today. And she's like, ew, oh my goodness. She's like, yeah, this was supposed to be for Brett, so I need you to distract him. I'm gonna go put it in his pillow. So I went to our like air mattress, put them all under his pillow. Then what I didn't realize is at night, we're about to lay down, I'm like standing secretly filming him to like pick up the pillow and see all the cockroaches, and he's like, you pick up the pillow. So why would I pick up the pillow? Like, you move the pillow, I want to switch pillows. And he's like, no, you do it, no, you do it. And we're like having this back and forth like bicker. He saw the cockroaches like an hour before, and he thought that Shelby was April Foolsing me. Like, he thought he was in on the joke. Like, it was him and Shelby like tricking me, but I was tricking him. So he's trying to trick me and I'm trying to trick him, and then I'm just like, and then I just start laughing, and I'm like, I just came out with it. And then he started laughing and goes, wait, no, I thought I was April Foolsing you with the cockroaches. I was like, how would that work? Because I put the cockroaches there. Anyways, it was just a funny story, lighthearted story. And that's all I want to say. Besides that, it's been a whirlwind. They're here till tomorrow night, and during the day I kind of switched my schedule around. So like Wednesdays I usually don't take calls anyways, and then Tuesday I'm just gonna take a half day of calls with my clients. And in the morning they're really cool because Hazel like takes a 2-hour nap, so I've just been working on my computer, and then around like 4 and at night we've been hanging out. We went to Puckett's, and then last night this crazy tornado warning happened, so we didn't sleep from like 2 to 5 because on the hour there were really loud alarms on our phones, and there was like the tornado siren outside, and Gus was freaking out. The baby didn't like it, and it was just like a whole thing. So Shelby and I looked at each other today. We were like, let's take a rest day. It was gonna be a leg day, but we decided to take a rest day after our like 3 hours of sleep from last night. And then anything else that's new, let me think. Oh, I did post a freezer meal freebie today, and I feel like it's a really good one, especially for people that like to meal prep, even like proteins, but then in the middle of the week it starts to go bad. So that's why I usually do like my Sunday and Wednesday meal preps, but for a week like this, the freezer meals are super helpful because it lasts all 7 days. It lasts almost a month. Most of them, you just have to, I put it on the guide how long it'll last. Most are about a month in there. So the chicken queso burritos were my favorite, and then the smoothie bags, just like the concept of the smoothie bag is really good. So if you guys want to do that, I really would. But yeah, let's get into cellulite. So what we're gonna start with is just some straight facts. I did take a lot of notes, so I'm probably going to read off of them just to make sure that we hit all the points, all the science, like really make sure that this like concretes in your head well. But there's a lot of misinformation when it comes to cellulite. So in this episode, we're gonna break it all down. I'll explain what cellulite really is, bust some myths, and then give you 10 real effective ways to improve the appearance of it. So by the end of the episode, you'll feel more informed, empowered, and ready to stop wasting a lot of money on gimmicks. That's like the biggest thing about this episode, because even for me, like I have cellulite on the back of my legs and on my butt, and so when I wear a bikini, like I was that person that just bought all the creams, all the things. So I just want to save you guys money because obviously they don't work, which we'll get into. But before that, 80 to 90% of women have cellulite, okay, at some point in their life. So the female global population is 4 billion approximately. So that would be 3.2 to 3.6 billion women in this world that have cellulite. So if you feel like you're the only one, or like you're looking in your friend group, like for real, they probably have it somewhere or will have it at some point. So what is cellulite anyways? Like what is this like lumpy bumpy thing in our body? So cellulite is a dimpled, lumpy skin that commonly appears on the thighs, hips, butt, and sometimes the arms or stomach. And basically it happens when fat pushes through the connective tissue under your skin, creating that uneven texture. Like when you scrunch your butt, it like forms little dimples. So 3.2 to 3.6 billion women have that cellulite, and that also includes fit, lean women too. So now let's talk about why we get it, like the main factors of why we get it. So there's 5 of them. One is genetics. So some people are more prone to cellulite due to their skin structure and how their fat is distributed. In my mom's side of the family, it is very common. Like all the women on my mom's side have cellulite, and like they look good, they look awesome, they're cute, they're hot, and they have cellulite, and it's fine. Now my dad's side, like their skin, it's a lot tighter. I noticed that in them, and like my mom, like we've talked about this, and it's just so true. Like my dad's side, their skin's just tighter. It's just how they were, and my mom's side, it's not. I don't know, it's just what it is. Hormones. Estrogen plays a big role in fat storage, which is why cellulite is more common in women than men. So that's another big factor, are hormones. That's why maybe like I have it more than Brett, for example. Lifestyle factors. So while you can't completely prevent it, right, there are things like diet, hydration, exercise, and circulation that all affect how noticeable the cellulite is. And then last one is aging. Oh no, sorry, second to last one. Skin structure and thickness. So as we get older, skin loses collagen and elasticity, making cellulite more noticeable. And then for skin structure and thickness, the thinner your skin, the more visible the cellulite may be, which, you know, we can't really control that. So if you have cellulite, you're not alone, and it's not a sign of being unhealthy. That's the biggest thing. It's not a sign of being unhealthy. But now let's talk about what doesn't work, okay? So there's 5 myths. So there's so many myths and gimmicks about cellulite, so here are just a few. Myth number 1, only overweight people have cellulite. So nope. Very, very lean women can have cellulite because it's about skin structure, not just fat. So fat and skin structure, like we said in the beginning. Myth number 2, you can completely get rid of cellulite forever. So that's actually wrong. You can reduce its appearance, but since it's a structural matter, it's not something you can eliminate 100%. So like once you have it, kind of like, it's just there. Those fat cells are just there. Myth number 3, drinking more water will erase cellulite. That's a big one that I hear. Well, hydration helps skin look better and like plumper, you know, like when I'm hydrated, I feel like my skin looks plumper. I have like less blemishes and stuff. It doesn't change the structure underneath though. So it won't magically like dissolve the cellulite. That cell is there. Myth number 4, expensive creams can break down cellulite. So most creams just hydrate the top of your skin and make it look nice and hydrated and bouncy. They can't go underneath, right? Because it's intracellular, it's hitting the top of the skin, but not going underneath where those like bubbles are forming. Myth number 5, cardio is the best way to get rid of cellulite. Cardio is great for overall health, but strength training is actually by far more effective of firming the skin and smoothing out cellulite than cardio. we know where this is going. If you haven't listened to my strength training 101 and why all women should strength train episode, you definitely should do that after this. But let's talk about what actually works. So we have 10 things, okay? Number one, we're just gonna go right from that cardio one, strength training. So building muscle. You can kind of think of building muscle as you're building muscle, right? The skin is sitting closer to your muscle and then it looks firmer. It's almost like Botox that you can give to yourself. I was actually just listening to a podcast on Skinny Confidential, and what is her name? Organic Bunny Organic, something like that. The first thing that she was talking about was like how bad Botox is for you. Now, I've gotten Botox before, so I don't want to like fearmonger you guys because I've gotten it too, but I don't know, it's just something to think about. You should listen to that episode if you're interested. That was kind of a tangent, but strength training builds firmness and reduces the dimpled look. So where should you start with that? I'd start with the 3-day split if you're doing absolutely nothing right now. A 3-day dumbbell split at home. Buy 5-pound dumbbells, 10-pound dumbbells, 20-pound dumbbells, and 25-pound dumbbells. Buy those 4 dumbbells from Facebook Marketplace, and I have a 3-day split on my page. You can DM me and ask me for it, and that's where I would start. I would do those workouts for 1 month and then change them. So if it's a 3-day split, let's say it's upper body, lower body, full body, or upper body, lower body, and another upper body. You can kind of play around with that. But start there. You got 3 days, and next, okay. Number 2 is target lower body workout days. So don't do like all 3 lower bodies, all 3 full bodies, I mean. You could do like 1 upper body, 2 lower bodies and sandwich them. So it's like lower body, upper body, lower body. Anyways, exercises like lunges, deadlifts, step-ups, they help tone and tighten your legs specifically. So if you're doing those more frequently throughout the week, it might be better. And if you have a full day to focus on them, instead of doing like full body and only hitting 1 leg exercise, you're hitting like 4 or 5, 2 times a week. Okay, number 3 is lymphatic drainage, which you guys know that I tried a few weeks ago. And no, it's probably a month ago, they invited me. They were in Franklin, this Brazilian place. And I would never go at night. Okay, I think we talked about this, but just saying, if you go to a lymphatic drainage massage, expect it, 1, to be expensive. They gifted it to me, so that's why I did it. Probably wouldn't do it again unless I had like a really special event, like maybe before my wedding. But if it's important to you, you can do it, obviously. I don't control your wallet, but it's really expensive. Don't book your appointment at night. Don't eat like 2 hours before because it's just gonna like push that gas bubbles in your tummy. Like I was in pain. And afterwards, make sure you hydrate. You might feel a little weird. I felt a little weird afterwards. And just like sit there, drink a lot of water before you like get in your car and drive if you feel like dizzy or something. Dry brushing, foam rolling, or massages can help improve circulation, which in turn like helps fluid not be retained, so fluid retention. Number 4, hydration and nutrition. Staying hydrated and eating nutrient-dense foods helps skin be healthy in the elasticity of the skin. So that would be having your protein, carbs, and fats, right? And making sure those protein, carbs, or fats are not from all processed foods. What's processed foods? It's like having a granola bar over a sweet potato for your carbs, right? Like granola bar, look at all the ingredients, and then a sweet potato is just a sweet potato. So most of your meals throughout the day look more like a sweet potato over the granola bar. So for protein, that would look like having a piece of chicken over like one of the Chobani Flip yogurts. Does that make sense? Okay, anyway, it doesn't mean you can't have those things, obviously. Most of your meals should be from this side. Now, if you're on YouTube, I'm like holding one side with one hand, or if you're not on YouTube, I'm holding one food on one hand and one on the other, so you might want to watch this episode anyways. Okay, next is healthy fats in your diet. So I wanted to make this one its own specific one because especially for women, healthy fats are important for our hormones, which we talked about in the beginning, how our hormones play a role in this, and that's why men don't get it as prevalent as women. So things like salmon, nuts, coconut oil, avocado, make sure you're having over 40 grams of fat too. Like women should not be eating under 40 grams of fat per day. And if you are, I would definitely step it up a little bit, and it supports your skin health. Okay, number 6, I just wanted to emphasize avoiding excess sugar and processed foods. Too much sugar can weaken collagen, okay? It makes cellulite more noticeable. We want lots of collagen, lots of bounce to our skin, and when we have too much sugar, it breaks that down. Number 7, collagen supplements. So I use the collagen from Bomar Nutrition. It doesn't have a flavor. They do have flavored ones you can put in your coffee. It's like collagen creamer. Now people say that collagen isn't a complete protein, but if you're mixing your collagen and then throughout the day eating other sources of protein, that extra amino acid that's missing from the collagen will be completed by those other protein sources that you're eating. But if you only had collagen all day for your protein, it technically wouldn't be a complete protein. If you guys want more info on this, Sarah Bomar actually has a whole blog about it, so you can go on her blog and read that. She's the owner of Bomar Nutrition. So collagen, one thing that I notice about collagen is it helps your nails grow really fast and your hair. So if it's helping your hair and your nails, it could also help your skin. I've seen a lot of people that have like eczema, for example, like clear up their eczema. So I would just check out the testimonials, you know, but that in combination with all these other things that I'm saying. Like I wouldn't go buy this collagen supplement if you're not down to eat all your macros and increase the healthy fats in your diet. Like I would prioritize that first. If you're good at doing that, then add in the collagen. Does that make sense? Like you don't want to support the supplement if your lifestyle isn't matching other things, like doing that 3-day weightlifting split. Okay, number 8, consistent movement. So walking, stretching, and avoiding long periods of sitting like I'm doing now. If I'm sitting all the time, think about it, like my body's not circulating properly and then that cell gets clogged. I'm just using that as an example. It's not like the scientific term of it, but that cell gets clogged. Whereas if I'm walking, things are flowing through my body a lot quicker and I'm less likely to get cellulite or have the appearance of that cellulite. Number 9, self-tanner and blur creams. They actually do help, I find. So they don't fix cellulite, but they just make it less noticeable. So if you're going on an evening out or you're going to the beach and you want to self-tan and it makes you feel more confident, I'm like 100% for that. And one that I like self-tan is called Tanning Lux, something like that. I'll put it in the show notes. I forget. I really don't use self-tan often. For our engagement photos, I got my first spray tan and that was phenomenal. If I could do that every single week, I totally would, but I probably wouldn't because it was like $30, which we're trying to save money. Again, like I told you guys, we're trying to buy a house. So I will not be getting $30 spray tans bi-weekly, that's for sure, but maybe one day, I don't know. Or I need to get my own self-tan spray tan machine, like doesn't Sydney Adams have one? I think she does. So anyways, number 10, patience and consistency. There's no overnight fix to it, but consistency and effort leads to real results over time. So that's just something that I want you guys to think about. Like, do all these little things every single day. Don't overwhelm yourself with it and feel like you have to do all of them all at once, but over time it'll help reduce the appearance of it. Like, I get it, I'm a woman, I can sit here all I want and say love your body the way it is, love your cellulite, right? Like I tell myself that in the mirror every day. I'm like, I love myself, I love myself the way that I am, my cellulite on my legs is sexy, but like deep down inside there's a little piece of you, and I feel that's like, maybe life would be a little tiny bit better without it, or with like the appearance of it, or you know, if this looked a little bit like this and you like tighten your leg a little bit. So I get it, like I've been there, but these things will really help. And what I find is when I do these 10 things, right, like when I eat my healthy fats, when I kind of try to avoid processed foods, when I take my supplements, when I'm consistently moving, when I do my self-tanner, like I feel more confident anyways. Like the cellulite can stay the same, but I'm gonna feel more confident because I'm keeping promises to myself and I'm doing things that like were my goals to be doing. And that in itself is really like a huge improvement and progress. So there you have it. Cellulite is normal, it's common, it's not a reflection of your fitness level. So we can't erase it completely, but we can improve its appearance through strength training, hydration, nutrition, and smart lifestyle choices. So if you found this episode helpful, definitely share it with a friend, maybe on Instagram. You can tag me at JulieXFit. I love getting those little tags. You can tag the Strong with Julie, or just tag my regular Instagram. I look at that the most. I'm like always in their DMs with you guys. So if you have more topics you'd like me to cover, you can send me a DM or leave a review in any of the comments. I'll check it out. But thanks for hanging out with me today. Until next time, let's just get 1% better together. Next episode I think might be a Q&A, so I'll let you guys know if we're doing that and then where to submit the questions to. Bye.